Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Ooh, I was just thinking, like, we have channels and we channel from spirit. It's kind of cool. But welcome. I want to show you guys this new deck that I got recently. I think it was literally the day before yesterday. But this is what it's called. It's called the Priestess of Light. And I had to turn the music down for a sec. So I was very drawn to this one. I went in there and I was looking at all the different decks that were there, and this shop was so cool. It I had a pretty magical experience in there. Maybe I'll talk about it later in the video, but I'm excited to incorporate this deck into this reading. I feel it's gonna bring a very grounding and feminine remembrance to this reading. And also I'm gonna use my Lightseers Tarot and is it the Great Unknown? Yeah, I think this is the Great Unknown archetype deck. So I'm excited. I haven't filmed in a few days. So I'm excited to use this deck for the first time. I'm going to be looking at the book. I also got this beautiful selenite wand, but also, isn't this not actually called selenite? This might be another, I don't know. But if you look up selenite, this is what comes up. So we have this to keep the energy clear and high vibe. So yeah, I'm excited. We're just gonna see what comes through. There've been a few messages popping up in the ether. Marriage has been in the air. I don't know if we're gonna do a romance reading or not, but that's definitely been a theme that's been coming up. Sacred union, true love, that type of vibe. You'll probably see me taking sips of water, so just don't mind that. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll see what comes out. I did do some scribbles before, so I might like look over at this book here and there, but I think we're just gonna start with tarot, and then I'm gonna incorporate this beauty. Look at how, I just think that's so beautiful. It's like the moon you can see through the forest. So bright and beautiful. I think that's like a metaphor for the divine feminine. You see her in the dark. She is this moonlight, this beautiful radiant light. Ooh, summoning power. And there's another moon. And the wolves. Wolves are very significant. Other symbols, cardinals are very significant. I keep getting the number 8. I don't know if August is a month of some great change, some great shifts. I think these shifts and these changes are already taking place. So I'm excited to see what kind of energy will come out tonight, today, whenever you're watching this. It's timeless. So yeah. So I just pray to the Great Spirit, Holy Spirit, angels, ancestors, guides, light beings that are here for our highest good. For the collective's highest good, to be here now and to allow me to channel through the message for the highest good. Messages of wisdom and of truth that would serve those watching. I feel like there's been some habits that have been reoccurring, or maybe they're coming up more prominent now because we're on this precipice of, like I said, great change. Maybe you break the wheel in August. For a cycle or something, and find a balance, find a peace, and like the warmness, the radiance of life again, if you've forgotten, or maybe these certain cycles are coming up because it's like the final birthing pain before you kind of shift into this new version or true version of yourself. So I'm excited to see what comes through for the collective. I think I did do some sound healing before, but I always gotta give you guys some too. just before we start. This is 528 hertz, the frequency of the heart, or frequency of love. I think the frequency of the heart is like 6 something, 639, what is it? But I think 528 is a beautiful love frequency. It can bring miracles in. I try to use that frequency like when I'm going to sleep most nights, and I feel like it really helps me. Like, I don't know, when I wake up I'm just in a wonderful mood. I'm just excited and happy. Ooh, like the Chariot, ready to take on the day, to feel into the beauty and the liveness of existing. So yeah, let's see what comes up for the collective. Spirit, what is the message for the collective tonight? I think the message to start is to just keep going on the journey. I think sometimes we have setbacks, or sometimes we fall into old patterns, but it's important to remember every day, remember every moment that you can, that you are still a blessing. You are still evolving and growing and changing and shifting into higher dimensions of yourself. And sometimes we go down to remember how to go up. It's like this ever unfolding rose, this ever unfolding cycle of life. We're constantly being faced with ourselves and being faced with learning and seeing things from a new perspective and healing certain things and merging timelines. It's like this, it's just creation. We are creation existing. We're creation in motion. So if you find yourself in a cycle or an old pattern that you don't like, or that you would wish would go away, I think we're being called to see it in a different perspective, to become more aware of where it comes from, to kind of go down the roots of these roots, essential, these things that are holding our energetic cords. And that can be with so many different things. Like, it's going to be different for everybody, but I think it's important to know that you are still, you're still evolving. You're still rising up. And I just saw this with the birds. You can see like the strings that they're holding and pulling, but I feel like in a way they're trying to help her. They're like screaming the truth in her ears as her eyes are covered, and they're trying to remind her that she can still go up, that she can still take off that blindfold, so you can still break the wheel of certain cycles or certain things that are illusions. They're becoming illuminated now, because I think there's, like I said at the beginning, there's great change. There's a great shift happening. There's a great purge happening as well. And I think if you are restarting, or you feel like you're restarting a new, like an old habit, or you're going back to square one, or I got the phrase 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Like, if you're feeling like that, I think it's important to remember that you're still going up the stairs. You're still walking up the stairs. You just went back to look at something, and now it's time to see that through a different lens, or to go to the eye doctor and see that your prescription has changed. Because it has. Your perception, your consciousness has grown. New roots have taken place. So it's important to remember that, even in the midst of what can feel like chaos or going backwards. So, Spirit, what can you tell the collective with the cards to help them get a better picture of what's going on in the energy? Yeah, I feel like you're going back and forth on what you know to be true. Your intuition is like she's open. Like, you see how, like, this is like pure open connection to spirit, but you see the dark and the light. So it's like you're teetering between these two worlds, but your intuition is essentially screaming at you. Her eyes are closed, but they are open. You see, because you see, you feel, you are connected to higher realms, connected to high wisdom. I don't know why I thought that was a 14. I don't have my glasses on. Like I said, we're going to the eye doctor and we're getting a new prescription because our perceptions have changed. And I think so let me see if I can set this up. You have grown and evolved into a new version of yourself. So now you're teetering between these two worlds of this new, true version of you versus the old version of you that maybe it's comfortable, maybe it's just familiar. But it's like you're teetering, but you're seeing the truth through it all. But you still kind of are holding on to some of these old habits, some of these old patterns because they were comfortable to you, or they gave you some sense of safety in the past, or maybe they are familiar because it's a pattern, it's a cycle that you knew from childhood. Whatever it is, Spirit is showing you the truth, and you see it. So now it's like you're observing yourself through these cycles. It's not in the unconscious realm anymore. It's in the conscious realm. So now you're able to see things clearly for what they are, and it's creating this new sense of stability emotionally, and it's creating more trust in yourself. Yeah, it's creating this freedom, this surrender to truth, to spirit, to what is unfolding and what will unfold. How are you doing? Yeah, I think a lot of old patterns, old illusions they're very much on the forefront, because this is like the final, like you're on the final countdown, the final precipice of going into this new realm, this new timeline, and everything is being seen for what it is now. So I think it's important to trust yourself and to let this final birthing pain pass. Let this final energy. My dog's getting comfortable. He's got to make his little bed. You know how it is. It's like, maybe that's a message. It's like, this is the final, like, before you get comfortable, before you're embodied in your true self, you have this big shake up in a way. But it may seem like it's one step forward, two steps back. But but you're really still going forward. Yeah, see. Oh my gosh, and this is another walking away. Okay. I think, and I saw the Two of Cups in reverse as well. I think this is like walking away from this like old warped relationship that you've had with yourself and how you move through life. It's like you're moving away from, honestly, some pain, some loss, feelings, things that just didn't feel abundant to you. You're moving away from not being able to fill up your own cup, and you hear my garage. It's like you're moving away, but you're going into the horizon. Like I said, that precipice, that final countdown energy. You're going towards something very beautiful and luminous, something bright, and it's something you felt, something that you know to be true, because you've seen it, because you feel that air encircling you. You feel that connection to spirit, that infinite connection. Confirmation. Yeah, there's some roots taking place here. Deep roots, deep truths. And it's quite beautiful. I think I want to get some of our new cards. So what can you tell the collective, Spirit? What is the energy telling us now as we move out of this old energy, these old cycles, and as we move onto the horizon, we move into that truth, our true authenticity. Maybe I should shuffle. But these cards are so beautiful, guys. The artwork is gorgeous. What can you tell the collective? I'm just seeing like the sun. I'm seeing this bright, radiant glow encircling you, encircling all of us. Touching earth, planting something new. Yeah, there's a new age birthing here. You're calling it in. I'm gonna get two more and then I'm gonna read the actual meanings of them. The number 12 could be significant, but it also goes to 3, which reminds me of like Holy Trinity energy. So maybe it's like you're unifying not only with spirit, with the divine energy, with creation, but you're also unifying with, you know, your body, your mind, your spirit. It's like all kind of coming together. Okay, Spirit, so what can you tell the collective? What is this energy? You got clairvoyance. So there's something that you are awakening to on a spiritual level, like gifts are coming forward. And I don't know, should I keep these two? I like them. I think they're very beautiful. Yes, okay. So we also got duality, many meanings, misunderstanding, and we got the Divine Mother, nurturing, compassion, grace. So this is reminding me of that divine feminine energy, that healing, comforting energy that I think a lot of us are coming into connection with. And this purple is giving me like the violet flame. It's like this deep alchemy. Ooh, your aura is like rainbow, and it's pulsating out into the world around you, everywhere that you go. And I feel like you're becoming more in tune with your spiritual gifts, and you're also seeing both sides of the coin. And I think that's causing a deep reverence, respect for life, honoring of life in all of its forms, and trusting in where the path is going, in every rise and every fall. So let me go to touching earth. I want you to see this because you can see the beautiful rainbow aura coming out in the card. So this card is about planting something new. The law of cause and effect is always at work in your life. And this card is telling you to bring a greater consciousness to the casual seeds you are planting in your energetic field. There's my dog again. The angel of the rainbow is sending a full spectrum of light and color to nourish your highest intentions and help them grow. And you can use her assistance to cultivate the destiny you desire. It's time to consider the garden of your dreams and take action that will produce beautiful blossoms and bountiful harvests. Is there a new project that you have yet to begin? An image or an idea just forming in your mind? These seeds of inspiration are blessings from the universe, and you are the gardener being called to bring them to fruition. Yeah, Bentley, you know. On a practical level, this card could indicate some new or increasing activity in the natural world. You may be creating an actual garden for yourself, a place where you can draw on the peaceful energy of the earth. You may even consider opening a flower shop or pursuing a career in a field related to agriculture, horticulture, or the like. You might also find yourself volunteering to clean up the environment, plant trees, or help our Mother Earth in some ways. Always remember to plant the seeds of optimism, self-love, and belief in every goal in every area of your life, for out of that energetic garden grows expanding joy. And the affirmation is, I plant seeds of my future in every present moment. I nourish my destiny with action and joyous expectations. So I feel like this is like, it's that energy that calls us to remember that even when we fall, or even when there's detours, what can feel like detours or going backward feelings, it's important to remember that you're still planting seeds for your future. You're planting every day, every thought, every energetic intention is kind of all working together. So whatever you're mostly focusing on, or the thing that you're mostly putting your energy into, is what's going to grow. So it's important to plant the seeds of newness, of being open to releasing the pains or the old energies, or being open to transmute these energies, to walk through, or to walk to something more true to your spirit, more true to your heart. Because it's important to understand that I think like 95 of the population, 95%, are operating out of the unconscious. They're moving through life through the patterns and the expectations of others, or the illusions of what society wants you to be. Whatever it is, these traits, these boxes, a lot of humans are operating out of it. I think more humans are becoming more aware of these cycles and these things, but a vast majority are still operating in the unconscious. So I think it's important to remember, especially if you are someone who is open to becoming more conscious, or has gone through a transformation or multiple transformations, and is very deeply connected to spirit. It's important to remember that the seeds that you plant, or the seeds that you water, I should say, will grow. So remember to water the seeds that bring your inner vision into light, that bring out this radiance and this really this just like this rainbow of love and of connection and of joy and compassion. It's important to water those seeds rather than the losses or the endings or the hardships. Yes, you can focus on these things and to understand them, but it's important to really put your energy more into what you want to grow and what you want to heal and alchemize in your life, what vision you're co-creating with the Great Spirit. Because something new is coming in the physical. Maybe in August is when the dominoes begin to trickle. But it may be quick, it may be a slow unfolding, but it's all kind of working together to bring you closer into your own truth, your own divinity. That vision that you have, that idea that you want to do, that Spirit has called you to do, but maybe you're scared, or maybe you are still self-sabotaging in some way. whatever it is. Water the seeds that you want to grow. And let Gaia let go of the ones that you don't with love. Inspiration, interpretation, trust, clairvoyance. So there's a deep knowing here. Going back to the High Priestess, there's a deep knowing, there's a deep understanding of what is happening. You are feeling this in your bones, in your spirit, in your gut. This great shift, this great change. You're feeling this energy. You're feeling the rise and the fall as well, because like I said at the beginning, 2 steps forward or 1 step forward, 2 steps back, that energy of like feeling like you're moving backwards because you're moving through a certain cycle again. But it's because this is being illuminated right now. You're seeing the truth. And seeing that the truth doesn't have just one meaning. It's like there's multiple different things. There's multiple different facets, parts of this. You're seeing that this journey is not just a one-way street. There's multiple things that fork off. There's multiple timelines that intercede with this one. So let's look at clairvoyance. So this is what it looks like. Beautiful clairvoyance. Inspiration, interpretation, trust. The Oracle of Delphi gazes into her scrying bowl, patiently waiting for the images to take shape. She knows that a message is coming, so she remains peaceful and unafraid. There are 2 steps in her process, however. Once she receives the information, which often comes in the form of a riddle, she must interpret its meaning. This process applies to your intuitive experience as well. Whether you realize it or not, you do have the ability to receive important messages from Spirit. You also have the wisdom to make accurate interpretations. This card is telling you it's time to let go of old doubts and open up to your own clairvoyant process. Like the Oracle with her scrying bowl, you might find it helpful to use specific tools and techniques. Perhaps you will be called to read Oracle cards or pursue mediumship. Whatever form your intuitive process may take, let yourself be a trusting receiver. Then take your time intuiting or interpreting the message. It may seem complex at first, like you're putting the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle together, but if you relax and let go of the need to perform and the need to be right, soon the answers you seek will become clear. There's something you must know about your oracular powers. There is no wrong scene. Everything exists in energetic potential. As the energy changes, the outcomes you see will change as well. Be open to receiving and patient in your interpretations. Trust yourself, for you are the oracle of your eternal life. And the affirmation is, more and more I trust my own intuitive process. I open to Spirit's guidance in understanding the messages I receive. This is very, I think, relevant to a lot of divine feminines, to a lot of spiritual people in general. We are awakening to our own gifts, and that's going to look different for everybody. There's different ways to connect. There's different tools that we can use. And I don't think there's any wrong way. I think it's important to trust, because you are seeing, we are all seeing the truth. Sometimes it's hard to see it. It's a little murky because we're seeing it through a lens or a perspective that maybe isn't in alignment with us anymore. But it's all kind of working together. Like it said about the jigsaw puzzle, it's like, just take your time uncovering these different gifts or learning. I mean, I had to restart this video like 3 times because I started getting a little overwhelmed because there was like interruptions, and then I was like, okay, I think authenticity is the best thing that you can bring. So even if there are interruptions or it feels like there's setbacks in your life, it's important to remember your energy is potent, it's powerful, and you have a deep connection to truth and wisdom. And you're moving away from so much that you know no longer serves you, but it's like, yes, it's in your face right now. But like I said, it's the final birthing pain. The final contraction before this newness, this shift. And I don't know, this is reminding me of like, I don't want to say like an acid trip, but like some sort of like psychedelic trip where it's like, or let's say ayahuasca, for example. It's like a lot of people say that they meet all these different versions of themselves. Like it's all the dualities of us. And then at the very end of it, it's like it all explodes into one, and that one is love. So let's look at duality, which comes after clairvoyance. I think that's very significant. All right, so duality, many meanings, misunderstanding. The discipline, or no, that's not. The disciple priestess, Magdalena, sits at the entrance to a cave, a place of retreat. The skull on her lap indicates her spiritual side, whereas the open book represents her scholarly and educated side. Her red dress and white sash beneath her are symbols of the divine feminine and divine masculine combined. Your life is also full of dualities. You are at the same time masculine and feminine, physical and ethereal, fully human and fully divine. This card encourages you to explore all these true yet diverse aspects of yourself. It may feel strange to dive into new spiritual practices if you've always been physically oriented. An active masculine approach to life may feel unnatural if you're traditionally been in a more reflective and feminine mode. But these deeper layers of yourself now long to be expressed. In opening up to these experiences, you will tap important, previously unknown strengths and talents as you widen the scope of your spiritual and personal and even your professional life. And this is very significant because it goes into what we've been talking about. Finally, this is a message of warning in this card regarding distorted perceptions. Guys, perceptions. Magdalena, or Mary Magdalene, I'm sorry, can I just say I love Mary Magdalene? She is such a beautiful ascended master, and I feel like she very much helps me in my day-to-day. So, continuing, Magdalena, or Mary Magdalene, has been historically misunderstood, called a prostitute when she was actually an educated landowner. Be conscious of the ways you may be misunderstood, and be courageous in your intention to live your own life and stand in your truth. Also be aware of any misunderstandings you carry about yourself. Any limiting or judgmental notions must be set aside. A clear understanding of your truth requires you to embrace your divine nature, the most gracious and powerful part of your many-faceted, sparkling identity. And the affirmation is, I am willing to explore the many wonderful sides of my nature. I am open to understanding the depth of my truth and expressing that to others. Guys, this is, okay, it's so interesting how it's like becoming open to your, oh my gosh, look at this, guys. Look at this. Planting new seeds, watering the seeds that you want to grow, planting your vision, putting actions and steps towards that, becoming aware of your gifts, growing in your energy, in your truth. You're remembering your gifts, you're inspired, you're trusting in spirit. Then you go down this other path where you're finding the duality, you're seeing all the many meanings of all of this. You're exploring the true and diverse aspects of yourself. You're diving into new spiritual practices. You're finding more of yourself here. You're exploring all the different parts of you. And then this one is like Divine Mother, you're fully embodying this. That's literally, it's like a trickle. Oh my gosh, guys. 35, 36, 37. You are moving into a new perspective. You're learning a new perspective. You're letting go of the old. You're facing these truths. You're seeing the duality. You're remembering your gifts. It's like all kind of happening in alignment. It's, girl, boy, guys. Okay, let's go to the next. Oh my gosh, and remember I was talking about like that glowing, radiant energy that is like around you like the sun, literally in this card, or like the moon. All right, Divine Mother, nurturing, compassion, grace. Surrounded by the golden light of purity and creative power, this beautiful symbol of eternal maternity brings the energy of care and compassion to your life. Whatever gender we identify as, there is a Divine Mother in each of us. It lives in the eternal light that feeds us and nurtures the world around us. It lives in our choices, our tenderness, and our loving energy. First, this card reminds you to prioritize your own self-care. Remember, we're going on this journey. It always starts with self. Healing these these perceptions. Seeing through a new lens, taking off the distortion. First, this card reminds you to prioritize your own self-care. In fact, it's time to become your own loving mother. If you've been dismissing something related to your own needs or preferences, muster up the courage to nurture and prioritize yourself. Do you hear that, guys? Muster up the courage to prioritize yourself, to love yourself, to nurture yourself. It's never dishonoring to others when you truly honor yourself. There may be someone who needs some care and compassion from you as well. Open your heart to the opportunity, but remember to strike a balance between the energy you give others and the energy you give yourself. Your loving care will go much further if you stop to fill your own reservoir along the way. On a purely practical level, this card can also herald parenthood for you or someone close to you. The Divine Mother breathes the vital spark into family and fertile productivity into an important creative endeavor you may be conceiving. Guys, we were literally talking about that. The birthing pains, you're the final birthing pains before something new comes in. Do you understand what's happening? Call on... Okay. The Divine Mother breathes a vital spark into family and fertile productivity into any important creative endeavor you may be conceiving. Call on her gracious assistance and let your creative juices flow. And this is the affirmation. I choose to increase the tender feelings in my life as I bring loving care to myself. I expand the energy of love in the world. Remember this like pulsating beautiful energy, this rainbow? Guys. Yeah, you're birthing something very beautiful. I think you're in that final period. The final countdown. You're like about to walk over that horizon into this newness, and it's like you're let the old fall away, because what you've seen is true. What you've felt or what you've known to be true. You've gone on this journey with yourself, and it's like you're blossoming into who you truly are. A divine being, a divine feminine, masculine being, a divine love being. Okay? Alright, should we get some other cards? I don't know. I feel like the message kind of, she said what she needed to say. Let's get one more. Let's get one of the wild unknown. See what the rest will, see what else will come out. So Spirit, what else to close can you tell the collective about this new, oh my gosh, guys. The flame. You're the light in the darkness. But also I feel like if you're watching this channel, you probably are a counterpart. So you probably are familiar with the term twin flame, As you rise, as the divine feminine, as you rise, your counterpart can't help but rise with you because you are the guiding light. Okay? Now, I didn't know if we were going to get romantic today, but there is someone who holds a light for you as you are finding your true self and embodying your true nature, your true authentic self, and you're pouring that energy out onto the world because you're planting the seeds and you're trusting spirit and you're going down that journey and you're transforming and you're alchemizing. Your counterpart is seeing that, they feel that, because you are connected on an energetic level. As you rise, they rise. Okay? There's someone caught in your web, is what I'll say. Should we get some romance? Let's just get a little bit of romance and, you know what I mean? Close it with romance, right? So what is this romance energy? Like I said, there is marriage in the air. I feel like you're coming into union with yourself, thus you're coming into union with a divine counterpart, a sacred partner. There's a sacred union happening. And maybe that's over that horizon as well. Maybe it's more than just your gifts. Maybe it's also, oh, I just saw like sneaky, there's someone hiding their heart. There's someone hiding their feelings, their emotions. Yeah, it's like, and this came out in reverse first. So it's like there is someone in your energy that might be resistant to learning or growing or collaborating with you at this point. It's like they're kind of watching you from afar just shine in your beauty as they try to navigate their own life and find balance in that. Yeah, because it's like when your light is so bright and you're being your authentic self, that is like it becomes a moth to a flame energy, but it can also be overwhelming for people who have not seen their own light. You're a sacred mirror for those that encounter you, especially your counterpart. You're both sacred mirrors for each other. Yeah, but I feel like they might be a little resistant to learning from this journey, to collaborating with you. But it's like, as you also are tapped into you can just see and know and feel and your intuition, this person is also being illuminated in their own life as well. And even if they don't want to see it, it's like, oh, there it is. You can't deny it, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of things being illuminated. And I feel like there's a lot of like celebratory energy happening as there's like, you know how like in those movies it's like there's like a party happening and then it goes to the person and it's like it kind of fades out and all they hear is muffled energy. It's like as there's all this excitement because they're focused on something or they are overthinking about something. It kind of feels like that, where it's like and then they're just like, oh, this connection, it's bringing me to the depths. I can't hide. So you must be awakening this person's emotions. What else can you tell the collective about this romantic energy? And maybe there might also be something purging within this connection. There's a releasing. So it's like not just on the level of yourself, it's like on all levels of your life. There's a releasing of sorts. There's an energy of illumination and you're growing and changing and you're walking away from the old and kind of into this new energy. You may very well be meant to be seen by people in whatever way that looks like, whether that be on social media, you know, maybe you're gonna start a band. I don't know. But it seems like you're going to be kind of a guiding light for people, including your person. But they may be in the background for a while because they're still trying to look at their own selves as you're kind of in this blossoming stage of embodying your highest self. And like coming into union with yourself. They're beginning to go on those steps of learning that maybe you went on a while ago. I mean, we're always learning though. What can you tell the collective about this connection? What can you tell the collective about this connection, Spirit? Collective about this connection, Spirit. So we got hostilities, conflict, and unrest. So I feel like I don't think this connection is something that needs to be in the forefront right now. I feel like it's something that it might be triggering for this person and you too, just in different ways. Like this person, I think you too, like I said, sacred mirrors, you might be having like sleeping problems or feeling like you can't get a full rest or something, or this person. Yeah. But you're trying to stay optimistic because you've seen a future outcome here. Yeah, it's like you can't help but have this inner peace. Even if this person or you is moving through turmoil or feeling the energies really loud in your face right now, there's like an energy of like trusting in the future, trusting in how things unfold because you're just at the edge of something great, something beautiful. Wisdom. There's a wisdom here, there's a knowing. So it's like you're still trying to be joyful. But look at these little swans. Your love is still kind of in your energy though. What else can you tell the collective spirit? Oh, girl. Okay, we're not going to take all of those, but I will say that you do have beings in other realms assisting and watching over this connection. So even if things seem up in the air or uncertain, see, and it comes out again. Yeah, you do have assistance, you do have guidance and support from your angels and your guides and your ancestors. They're working on this energy. Now look at you, divine feminine, radiating. You're literally this like wise, beautiful, sacred alchemist. You're like healing everything that you touch, and you're shifting the vibrations, the frequencies. You're so tender and kind and beautiful, and you keep optimism even when things seem uncertain, because you have this psychic ability, this precognition, because you see the future. You see it, you feel it, you know it. Okay, so that was like a small little romance, but see, it always goes back to you. The counterpart journey is always going to remind you of your deepest parts. Okay, so in the divine masculine, yeah, your masculine is working his way into his divine status quo. There's like there's just no doubt about it. The both of you, you're rising. And even when you're falling, you're rising, because you're not gonna fall that far. Sometimes we have to go down to see things differently. There's a new perspective, remember? There's a new thing that we're out here learning. Okay? So So just remember, your own inner flame will never guide you wrong. I think that's where I'm going to stop it. I hope that this video served you in your highest good and helped you to see, understand, or remember who you are, who you truly are at your core. I think my next reading is going to be one of romance. I'm going to try to really do the romance, but I feel like a lot of times the energy always goes back to this, like, we're in this stage of self-evolution, of self-growth, and really blooming into who we truly are and bringing forth our inner missions. I didn't mean to say that, but it is a mission, bringing forth our inner visions, because we have a mission here, guys, and it's way more than just romance. We're meant to touch so many different collectives in the heart spaces and help them to see their own truths and to see their own love and to remember that they too can rise. And whatever that looks like for you, whether it be creating music or creating a community, it's going to be beautiful because you're moving in your authentic energy. Okay? So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'm very happy to be back. It's been a couple days, but thank you so much. As always, peace and blessings manifesting. I send you the absolute best, and thank you for being here. Bye.